Sejuani is a formidable tank that aims to freeze her enemies in place through her onslaught of stuns and slows, while soaking high amounts of damage with her passive. She thrives best in an environment where she has teammates that provide the damage her kit lacks. In teamfights, she can punish mispositioned enemies with massive durations of CC. Against most junglers, she'll want to focus on farming and ganking during the early game due to her weak dueling power. This means Sejuani must have smart pathing to avoid the enemy jungler or risk being denied camps and scuttle crabs. Sejuani has two passives, Frost Armor and Icebreaker. Frost Armor lasts for 2 seconds after activation, making it ideal for absorbing burst and slows from the enemy jungler in order to escape 1v1 situations. A smart player will save their bursts until after Frost Armor has worn off, so be wary of what cooldowns your opponent has used when choosing your escape path. During the mid and late game, Frost Armor provides near immunity to Sejuani, so don't feel too gun-shy about tower dives. Icebreaker acts as Sejuani's main single target clearing tool, and as of patch 8.12, has no cooldown on large monsters. Its damage against champions in the early game can be surprisingly high, and you can kill enemy junglers who don't respect the burst damage. Arctic Assault is a long-range dash that has a variety of uses. Champions hit by the ability will be knocked up for a minimal 0.5 seconds, while minions and monsters will be knocked towards the direction Sejuani charged from. Arctic Assault can traverse nearly any wall in the game, making it ideal for escaping 1v1 fights in the early game. Be wary of enemies flashing or dashing in front of you during the assault, as it will block your escape. You should never blindly queue over a wall without vision of all enemies, as it will leave you without an escape and may force you to flash early. The dash can help you get into brushes that would normally not be accessible without walking over enemy vision, and can easily catch enemies off guard. Winter's Wrath is a 2-hit ability that is Sejuani's AoE clearing tool and main way of applying stacks of frost. The ability takes 1 second to complete the animation, and Sejuani is locked from auto-attacking during the attack. The second hit deals noticeably more damage than the first, about triple. The hitbox of this attack contains Sejuani's model as well, making it nearly impossible to miss at close range. Permafrost is a unique ability that can only be used against enemies with 4 frost stacks. After freezing an enemy with Permafrost, you can proc Sejuani's Icebreaker passive by using an auto attack or an ability. Melee champions can stack Sejuani's Frost, giving her good synergy with mobile auto attack based champions like Jax, Irelia, and Renekton in the top lane, or Echo and Talon in the mid lane. When clearing, remember that E is an auto attack reset. The range on Permafrost is large, so it is important to keep track of enemy champions' frost stacks in teamfights. There are 2 types of glacial prisons, and the long one is much more powerful than the short one. If you stun an enemy with Permafrost, you can use Icebreaker and immediately ult after for 2 quick Icebreaker procs. This, however, will not work if you ult before the E. While not a combo, it is important to note that hitting a Q on a champion causes Sejuani to immediately auto-attack, and can be a quick way of applying a frost stack. You can W flash in order to chase enemies and land a slow or the crucial 4th frost stack. This also works with WQ, but it can be blocked by enemy champions. When trying to apply as many frost stacks as possible, Q, auto attack, W, then auto attack. You can ult during your Q to extend the range or change the angle you are throwing the bola at. You can also Q away from the enemy in order to ensure that you get the long glacial prison, but this is a very risky option unless they have already been stunned by permafrost or a teammate. Keep in mind that the bola will go in the original direction you threw it in, which can allow you to bypass the enemy's front lines. You can also R flash, which will cancel the wind-up animation and make it harder to react to. Similarly to QR, the bola will travel in the original direction you aim in, which can allow for some creative angles. It is possible to Q flash in order to extend the hitbox of Q. Keep in mind that the dash stops immediately after you use flash, so when you need more distance, use flash Q instead. The full combo on an enemy that has been caught out would be Q, W, auto, E, auto, R, auto. In total, this can be a 2.5 to 3 second stun. Thank you for watching this guide on Sejuani, the Fury of the North. If you'd like to see a guide for another champion in the future, please leave suggestions down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet.